Aloha everyone, Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com. Monday session went much better than expected. We've had very large surf in my backyard, so I wasn't around to go over the actual indexes at the close, so we're going to go through them together. I do know that volume was lower across the board on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. And so let's go look at the ETFs just to see how we look. Right now the S&P 500 continues to consolidate sideways. The no volume once again on another up day. Another comical session overall, but overall, if we can just continue to consolidate sideways, tighten up, coil, and then break out higher, it's going to be hard to argue with what I see out there because the macro and micro situation looks great. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and all the earnings that are coming out in the bank stocks look very strong. And then I look at to see how some retail stocks are doing. They're doing very well. They're very strong. The numbers are good. The macro numbers are good. Then I see Google after hours, and I see the numbers are strong. So it's kind of hard, even though we're in a seasonally bearish period of time. While I expect the market to pull back, while we're nowhere near oversold conditions, it's kind of hard to be too bearish whenever we have the kind of price action. I kind of thought Monday would be much worse than it is. The mere fact the Dow Jones Industrial Average is only down 0.07%. Not too bad. And then once again, you look at the NASDAQ, it was up today, the QQQ. It was higher today, and the Russell 2000 slightly higher today. But overall, there is really nothing wrong with this picture. So with that being said, that then leads me into my intraday trades that went through today. You can see the four long signals that triggered. Then you can see right out the gate, we had quite a few profit stops trigger immediately. From BRT all the way down to FNJN, the vast majority for profit stops. And then as the morning went along, some more stops went through. Sell stop, profit stop, profit stop, profit stop, final sell stop. Finally, a sell stop. These two were profit stops. Another profit stop, sell stop, sell stop, sell stop, sell stop, profit stop. The profits took care of the losers. But what I want you to notice is that the market opens Hawaii Standard Time at 3:30 in the morning. You can see that after the first 2 hours of trading, only one stop triggered. I hate that it does that. Only one stop triggered after the first 2 hour mark, and that was 1 minute after the 2 hours MIXT. And just to let you know, the time that the market opens at the New York Stock Exchange, 9:30, is when the market closes in Hawaii, 9:30. So you can see from 5:31, it closes at opens at 9:30. Stock market closes at 10 a.m. So it's only got an extra half hour from basically where it opens to closes, New York time to Maui time. By the time you understand what I'm trying to say, even if I'm not saying it perfectly. The bottom line is from 5:30 to 10 a.m. just the MIXT profit stop. Doesn't get much better than that. Don't see how we could complain. Then I went through my long positions, and as I was going through my holdings to look for sell signals, they were looking fantastic until I got to the last 20 or names or so. And we actually do have quite a few long end of day long signals, sell signals, excuse me. ENTA is a 50%er. Remember, all 50% sell signals, whatever you have left, 1 cent below today's low a day. If it's a 100%er, 1 cent below today's low a day, all of what you have remaining. But ENTA, closing below its 20-day moving average on above average volume, that was 50%. SFLY, just rolling over, closing below this July lows, is a 50% sell signal with the above average volume. But this was our entry right back here. Already took it off of there, but our entry is right back there, so we're still well above it. So with the intraday reversal and the volume not being huge and not being red, I'm not going to make this 100% sell signal. A further rollover, heavier volume, BOP goes negative. It'll be a full sell signal, but for now, it's just 50%. DWSN, another 50% sell signal. I'll actually be moving all of my stops to 1 cent below today's low a day because it's splitting hairs to this low right here, and that currently is my final stop, but the close is above this low. That's why it's only 50%. BRT closing below the 20-day moving average on above average volume, 50%. NTRP closing below its 50-day moving average for the first time on above average volume, 50%. MYRG closing below the signal dates low a day and the 50-day moving average on above average volume, that's 50%. I will, still going to be like that. 50% there, 25% there, 25% here for MYRG. RGNX is a 50% sell signal. I would go ahead and not move 50% of my stops here, but I would split it up 25 here, 25 here, or 25 there, 25 there. Or you could even do a third here, but it's a 50% end of day sell signal. If you trade on day market orders, it's you got to sell 50% at the market at the open. If you don't, you can kind of play around and decide where you would like to put half. Maybe 25 there, maybe 25 there, maybe 25 there, 25 there, a third here, a third here, a third here. But I wouldn't make it too tight on a intraday stop basis. I would give it just a little bit more room to work. PED, 50, or excuse me, PES, 50% sell signal closing below this low on heavier volume until it closes below this low a day right here. It will not be a full sell signal. DS, I do not have a position in, completely rolling over now below the 50-day moving average. That's a 50% sell signal, first time below there. And then on to the full sell signals. SY&T was bought out in an all cash deal, no stock transaction. So that is a 100% full sell signal from here, 27% gain. PLT, even though it's still got a lot of large gains from the entry signal here, my methodology is pretty clear, so we'll see how this works. I no longer have a position anyway, so it don't matter to me. But it's a confirmation close below the 50-day moving average on above average volume, with BOP being near max red. The close at 71.97 is below the 719 and 720 low a day, and with that being basically the fourth day in a row of extremely heavy volume, 5 days in a row of above average volume, that's a 100% full sell signal in PLT for 40% gains. Now that's it for the sell signals. So now we go to the long signals. There are only 4 new long signals. Every one is can slim or perfect speculator quality. Really quick, CMD, that's can slim quality. NSSC, that's can slim and perfect speculator quality. RST is perfect speculator quality, and CRE is perfect speculator quality. So there's a nice little mix here. The longer term CRE chart looks better than the short term chart, so we'll look at the long term chart. But getting back to CMD, this has a 93 EPS rating, strong sales and earnings growth. It's can slim quality via that. Relative strength wise, not so much. Appears to be rounding out and bottoming out here. Pocket pivot point signal on the volume surge with BOP hitting a new high green level. More tall green volume bars in here compared to red bars recently. There is that one red bar there, but besides that, it's pretty clean since that day right there. So with the pocket pivot point signal, pretty easy. It's also confirmed in my price volume BOP surge scan, so it's supposed to be 1.5% of my account capital. Limit order 95.13. Cut loss level 92.39, and then my final cut loss level, I'm willing to go ahead and give it to that gap fill all the way back here, this area right here, which is 89.34 as my final stop for CMD. CMD can slim. In SSC, can slim perfect speculator. It is extended from its 20-day moving average. It was also in my max green BOP for 5-day scan. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and pay up for these whenever I like them, and then my PS scan, because they break out and move before the 20-day moving average catches up. So in SSC, supposed to be 1.5%, actually 2% with the BOP scan, but since it's extended, only 1%. Limit order 1685, multiple cut loss levels, 1625, 1570, and then 1470. And then I'm even willing to work with 3 more, 1405, 1330, and 1290 on my end, just to be honest with you with full disclosure. RST, perfect speculator, 1% of my account capital. Limit order 1710, multiple stop levels to work with, 1658, 1639, 1607, 1565, 1537. You can decide which ones you want to work with. And then CRE is right at the 50-day moving average, perfect speculator scan. You can see nice larger uptrend from the September lows. CRE I want to get long, limit order 4736, going to have 3 stops. First one right here, a third at 46.14, another third right here at 44.49, and then another third right here at 43.10. 94. And out of full fair disclosure, there is no way I can max out in all of these. I only raised about 2.25% account capital following today's intraday stops. I will have to split all of that up into the 4 new long positions. So they'll probably be getting anywhere from 0.5% to 0.75% per signal, because that's all I have, baby. That's all I can work with. Nothing else I can do. The E-Trade account is not meant for that. Centerpoint account is not meant for these kind of trades. So they do not go into the Centerpoint account or the E-Trade account. Those are the rules. I'm pretty strict. All right, everyone. I will see you in the chat room on Tuesday. Pretty good session. Google looks good after hours. If we explode higher here, I don't care if it's on no volume or not. Price is all that matters to me. But the mere fact that it is on no volume, remember, opens you up to those kind of pullbacks that you got to see in February and in March to April. You drift higher on no volume, you sell off on huge volume. That's normally been the MO of this market. It happened in June to a small degree, but we contained ourselves at the 50. See how this all plays out. All right, see you in the chat room on Tuesday. Aloha.